This is like the OJ case in reverse. People are pissed off. Well, not everybody. I mean, some people are dancing outside the courthouse getting baby oil squirted on their chest and all that. But not them, the other people. I mean, listen, this is the system that y'all all believe in. Sometimes it's always a roll of the dice. Always. You know what I mean? Like I always say, I know plenty of innocent people. I don't know if I could say plenty, but I do know quite a few innocent people who ended up in jail. Listen, the longest I've ever been locked up, you know, you hear me refer to this period of time often. You know, it was a significant, monumental time in my life. The longest I was ever locked up was like 5-6 months, right? Back in '92, from '92 to '93. That was the one, and I did a whole lot of dirt when I was, when I was a kid. I used to run around. I was a jack boy, pause. You know what I'm saying? Stick up kid, and a barbarian, and not in the rhyming sense, and on anyway, right? You know, I got locked up and stayed locked up for a robbery that I actually stopped, prevented. Like the robbery didn't, well, it happened, but I made all of the dudes get a kid back his stuff and all of that, because we was, me and my guys were on that location with different intentions. You understand what I'm saying? And robbing anybody was making the spot hot. So for that reason, I reversed the robbery. Like I ran up on the dudes and made them give them all this stuff back and all of that. Dude called the police anyway, and I got locked up for that. And although I wasn't found guilty in the end, I still was locked up for 6 months. That's, you know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing to sneeze at for somebody who ain't no jail dude. So yeah, you just never know. Like I said, I got a brother who did damn near my whole life for something that my other brother said he was home for. Like that thing happened? No, your brother was in the crib with me, so on and so forth. It goes both ways sometimes. You know what I mean? Because as I said, nobody is playing fair in these courtroom situations. Nobody. But yeah, 2 out of 5 charges Diddy was convicted on, and I don't know the proceedings that well. I don't know what those charges carry and all of that, but it don't seem that crazy. It don't. Like from what I'm hearing, I ain't verified on no official government sites or nothing, but what they saying out here on these internet streets is don't carry that much time. I did see one video where the video start. You know how sometimes you move your before you even click on the video on YouTube, it'll play like like an intro of the video, and it was this one dude, I believe he's a lawyer or something, but he was stating that Diddy, they didn't give Diddy bail because more charges is coming. Now, I would have clicked on that video, but I didn't have the remote control. Whoever had the remote control, they happy Diddy won. I'm not just gonna say they're happy, but they're not mad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad either. You know what I'm saying? If those is the charges, then I mean it is what it is, right? Like those charges look like they didn't, the charges that they had on him. The more info came about it, it just seemed like it really just began to seem like just some freaky nigga doing freaky stuff. It wasn't nothing about him, none of him spiking nobody drinks. I didn't hear none of that. Like that's something different to me. Like, but I didn't hear nothing about none of that. The baby oil wasn't spiked. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't hear none. But like I said, all of that other stuff swirling around his name, wild business, and none of that was in the case. So if this is what you're charging them for, this is a tricky case, and it is what it is. I think a lot of people just mad because they went so far on the ledge saying Diddy's done. I seen all of them Diddy's done videos, and I'm not, listen, like I said, if I'm Diddy, they let me out, I'm out. I'm out. Because I don't see them ignoring all of those You know what I'm saying? They good for doing that. You know, you win one case and they come give you another one. Pause. You could be locked up. You could be in the pens. You could be in the system or in your whatever, in the prison or in the jail, fighting the case or serving your time. And one day they just come to your cell and take you to court. You got a new charge. You understand what I'm saying? And you might not even know what it is. You like, what the? So you get somewhere and they show you some paperwork and it's wild business. Your heart drop out your ass. Pause. You know what I mean? So, you know, to all of you people who, you know, all of the people out there on their reverse OJ flex, who knows? You know, the one guy, like I said, I don't know if I might have went on a tangent and didn't say what I started to say, but I saw this guy and he said the reason that they didn't give him bail is because they gonna hit him with some more smoke. And if you just check my last video and videos I did before, I just, you know, and I don't want to be no hater. I don't want to piss on their parade and all of that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I mean, like, it ain't no secret that I don't, you know, that me and Puffy don't rock with me. I don't rock with Puffy. In real life, I'm sure Puffy don't even think about me. But, you know, I'm just here talking about the situation because I get paid to. You know what I'm saying? The situation is the situation. My personal feelings or none of that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You know what I mean? But, yeah. All of that, those other swirling accusations, you know, with his ex-wife and his name coming up 70-something times in Keefe D trial, and what's going on with that, by the way? That just fell out the headlines. Speaking of headlines and stuff falling out the headlines, I agree with Boosie and a few other people when they say, and I think I alluded to this a while ago. Like, yo, they've launched a new attack on hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? Or black quote unquote excellence. Everybody that give us, you know, that's shining from our community, you know, they taken down with the nastiest kind of case and all of that. And you know, and I didn't. Now, granted, I don't keep, like, if you guilty, I don't care, because. Listen, I got a daughter and a mother, you know what I'm saying, and a sister, and sisters, you know what I mean, and so on and so forth. Now, I don't play those games, right? So, I wouldn't, you know, if a nigga was guilty of, you know, all of the wild shit, then it is what it is, right? But I do feel a way about the fact that I know, or strongly believe, that this type of behavior is not limited to black folk. To hip hop, you know what I mean? The Abercrombie and Finch dude, where's his story? Swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Shannon Sharp got dragged all through the mud. What happened to the case that was on Skip Bayless? What happened to that? You understand what I'm saying? That one just went quiet. We all know about, you know, the Epstein zipper lips, pause. Everybody's mum's the word on all of that, you know what I'm saying? Whoever, or Harvey Weinstein, all of that got handled real silently. Real low volume. I guess these ain't the sexy names for our community and all of that, but it is what it is. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. And that is what it is. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. If you're trying to be a taxpaying citizen in the nation, leave us a super thanks. You know what I'm saying? Spell things right, especially things like BCC, not BBC. Pause. Pause, protesters. Get your ass out of here. The rest of y'all.
Welcome to the nation. I am your host, your president, your tour guide, Mr. Monsta Rocco. I'm the landlord, the owner, tenant, the janitor. I mops the damn floor. Let's go. I'm one of the realest you ever gon' see. I ain't come here to lie to you. Niggas done with a lie to you. I get Beanie Siegel's first album, or Paul Pierce even, they got the truth. I'm sick and tired of you comical when I'm not in the mood for jokes. You are not a goon, not a shooter or a rider. You shoot off your mouth and you be riding dudes, cock for loot, dude, that's a prostitute.